Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to another Planet Zoo Builds episode. And this one, we're actually kind of going back to a little bit more realistic, sort of natural looking habitat. If you watched the last episode, I did a camel habitat, sort of inspired by the Kara Kara Bazaar from Legend of Zelda Breath of Wild. It's a location there. But yeah, we're going with a little bit more of a natural looking habitat this time. And so I took a poll on Twitter with a handful of animals, and I just asked, what animals should we make the next habitat for? And the options I put up was snow leopard, giraffe, the crocodile, and the chimpanzee, I believe. And so the snow leopard won, which I was pretty pumped about because I was secretly hoping that one was gonna win, and it did. So that's super cool. And what I wanted to do with this habitat is make it a little bit more sunken down, rather than sort of, I guess, just the same level as like the barrier. I wanted the snow leopards to feel really kind of isolated, I suppose, because they are very shy animals. They don't, they tend to stay away from humans for the most part. I mean, as do most animals, honestly. But yeah, snow leopards are shy animals, so I wanted the habitat to be, just sunken down. The area where I have a glass barrier so the guests can see is actually the one-way glass, so the guests can see in, but the snow leopards can't see out, basically. I also wanted to do a bunch of, because the snow leopards, they can climb, I wanted to do a bunch of just all kinds of different places for them to be able to climb around on, jump around on, because that kind of stuff makes them happy. Right there, I actually changed out that giant log that I kind of had bridging across there, because I don't know why I thought it was a good idea at first, and then after a while I looked at it, I was like, it's actually kind of stupid looking. So I replaced it with like a thinner, like a smaller tree, so it looks a little bit more natural in that sense, I suppose. The other cool thing, or at least I think is cool about this habitat, is there's actually 2 caves in this habitat, and they act as the shelters for the snow leopard. So this one right here, kind of underneath there where we're just working, that's one of them. And then you'll see in a minute the other one we work on, which is actually underneath the waterfall, which is kind of cool. But so I wasn't like super familiar with snow leopards, not terribly familiar with like their habitats, so I just did some searches online and kind of just looked at some images as kind of places that they tend to roam and live and all that, and I noticed they live a lot in kind of like the sides of like mountains and very rocky kind of areas. So I tried to emulate that as best as I could, and I think I did a pretty good job. That's also one of the reasons why I kind of wanted the habitat to be sunken down, is I wanted these like kind of slopes going around the entire perimeter of the habitat with the stream in the middle. So yeah, just not just the, whole like them being shy kind of thing, but also I felt like it was a little bit more fitting with a snow leopard's natural environment. So I don't know, you guys let me know. But yeah, so I did another like little flat rock area there with some bedding in case they want to sleep there. Some climbable stuff over there. I'm a big fan of doing these like rock bridges. So that's what we have there. And I did like the little climbing platform there. Made it vertical so that, they can climb up and go across the bridge if they would like. Can't remember if it's in the time lapse, but I put a sort of realistic support beam and stuff on that wall piece. And oh, here we go. This is actually it. Because I was like, you know what? That wooden platform by itself probably wouldn't hold the weight of the rock bridge. So I was like, let's put some put a support here, and I'll put like a little concrete foundation at the bottom of it. And I think that kind of makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then here is the second shelter, which again, like I said, it is a cave, and there is going to be a waterfall right in the middle there. The top part of it, though, is not traversable, and I kind of did that on purpose just because there's not really a lot over there. The guests wouldn't really be able to see the snow leopards if they went over to that part of the habitat. So I kind of blocked it off and just really filled it in with a bunch of scenery, a bunch of trees. You can see I'm putting water here because, you know, like I said, there's going to be a waterfall. So the water has to, you know, water's got to come from somewhere. Water doesn't just appear from out of nowhere. So yeah, it's really just a way to have the waterfall up there, and not really meant to be a place for the snow leopards to go to. And I mean, I think it works. You know, like I said, I just put up a whole bunch of trees up there, some rocks, kind of around the water, just make it look really nice. You know, if you do download this from the workshop to put into your own zoo, you could, you know, very easily adjust kind of this area to make it traversable so that the snow leopards could get up there. That honestly wouldn't really be all that difficult. But I spent a fair amount of time on the waterfall because it's not like the easiest thing, I guess, to make waterfalls, because I guess, well, making the waterfall itself is easy, but trying to make it look as if it is actually coming from like the body of water, like I have there, like a little pond thing. It takes a little bit of this kind of fine maneuvering with different pieces and stuff, but yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this time lapse. Let me know in the comments what other animals you'd like to see habitats made for with these Planet Zoo build videos, because I think they're pretty fun, and I think I'll probably keep doing. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.